Ange, congratulations, an away win in Europe. How does that feel?
Yeah, pretty good. Not easy to get away wins in Europe. Watching the Champions League last night, it was only one away victory, so it's tough. But credit to the boys. I thought outstanding first half, played really well. We looked a bit tired in the second half, but we hung on, and Sonny scored a great goal to give us that extra buffer. And we had the schoolboys out there at the end, and it was a great victory.
A goal within 4 minutes for James Maddison. What did you ask of him positionally tonight? Did you want him to play a bit higher?
Yeah, we wanted to be a bit more aggressive, and I think it's when Matters is at his best. And obviously with the context of the game, we kind of knew that if we could score early, put some pressure on them, it would sort of allow us to get a real good foothold in the game. But he was good all night. Again, he got a bit tired in the second half, but it caused him a lot of problems. A brace for Sonny as well. A bit of luck with the first goal, maybe the bounce, but that was almost like vintage Sonny, the second goal. Yeah, no, he was brilliant. I thought the senior boys today, Benny, Matters, Rodri, Sonny, they all really stood up. We needed to, like I said, playing away in Europe with such a young team, inexperienced team, you need your leaders to stand up, and they did tonight. What do you think this will do for the squad? Because as you said, it's the same players that are playing, and they haven't always got the results that maybe they deserved. Yeah, look, I just told them to enjoy it. Like I said, irrespective of the situation we're in, winning away in Europe, significant victory for us, gives us a great sort of foothold into getting into those top 8 spots, which will give us a week off, which is almost as good as getting through. Is brilliant, and they enjoy it tonight, and we recover and get ready for Sunday. You mentioned it there, the top 8. It's in your own hands going into the last week. Exactly where you want it to be. Yeah, and we've got a home game, so it's a great position to be in. We want to finish top 8 because, like I said, it gives us an extra week of respite from the schedule we've had, and we're probably going to need it around that time. So. Great incentive, but credit to the lads. Perfect. Ange, thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks, Max. Anyone else?
I've never known they had a bit of a disaster, against Everton on the weekend, but, they bounced back. I love this goal. Everybody's trying to play all this football between the lines. Just play it over the top. No pressure on the ball. Great ball from Paul. Great run from Maddison, and the touch and finish are class. That's the easiest way to open up any team. One pass over 60 yards. That is just... Certainly early on as well, yeah. It's a great run from Maddison from deep, onside, and Porro finds him brilliantly. And again here, Becker's awful. And Maddison's just on the front foot, as I thought he was all night, actually. I really enjoyed his performance, Maddison, today. He does brilliant cutting back, plays it through to Son and gets an element of fortune, but deservedly 2-0 up. But Lindsay, that's the blueprint to play away from home in Europe, on the counter-attack. You get chances, there's bigger spaces. I thought Spurs were good at kind of exploiting the space. They defended a little bit deeper and hit Hoffenheim on the counter-attack. I just thought the space was there for them, and they were clinical when they needed to be. So what happened at the start of the second half then, Peter? Because they found themselves under a lot of pressure. Well, Hoffenheim came out and, they obviously had a talking to at half-time, and they looked a lot more assured. And Spurs kind of retreated and just allowed them to come onto them. As you can see here, you see how deep Spurs are there, and it's an awful header, that. I think it's a great ball, and I just think he's got to score. I don't know why he's gone for the looping header. I just think you've got to head that into the far corner. I mean, big warning sign. That was the warning sign. They were, and again, you see Tottenham, they've dropped right off. It's an awful header, that. I think it's a great ball, and I just think he's got to score. I don't know why he's gone for the looping header. I just think you've got to head that into the far corner. I mean, big warning sign. That was the warning sign. They were, and again, you see Tottenham, they've dropped right off. There's no pressure on the ball. Hoffenheim, they're allowed to play, and this is kind of the moment where. Such a pivotal moment. It was a pivotal moment because obviously I think if that stands, then I think there's just a ton of pressure. Yeah, but thankfully they made the right decision. Yeah, first I was shouting definite penalty. It felt like, but you can see there when you slow it down there, he gets a little bit of the ball, and I think that makes it no penalty. And he is a goalkeeper after all. We should be allowed to go for the ball. It's there for him. He gets a touch on it, and they made the right decision. Common for a team that's conceded as many goals as they've had. We said going forward, scoring goals, the Tottenham, the second best in the Premier League, but, this is a bit later on. Stack does brilliantly, gets it out wide, and he just keeps running. It's a really good play. Squares it, and he gets onto the end of it. And I think for a team that has conceded as many goals as they have, I think it's normal to have be a little bit nervous towards the end of the game, especially when you've got a lot of young kids out there, 2 18-year-olds playing, people in unfamiliar positions. But I think considering their situation, they did well to hang on and win this game.
Stacks of talent.
Oh, nice.
On display. And then we saw some trademark Son, didn't we?
Oh yeah, this is Son to a T, and at 101, I think he's one-on-one in these situations. I mean, there was a time where it was a goal every time from that position. We just haven't seen it enough this year. Just a quick step over, move to the left, and that's his signature move. A great finish into the corner.
And that's his 10th of the season. That means he's hit double figures for each of the last 9 seasons for Tottenham.
No doubt in his talent.
Consistency is unreal.
Yeah, I love him as a player. He's been he's an absolute legend of the football club. I think he moved into appearances. I think it was in the top 10 of in Spurs' history. The goals, he's puts him up there with the greats of Spurs. It was just obviously there's a little bit of criticism this season, and I think that's warranted when you're a top player. If you're not performing to the ability that we've seen in recent seasons, that criticism creeps in. But without doubt, a legend at the football club.
Yeah, I think everybody loves him. I thought Richarlison put a shift in as well today for the side. I thought there was a lot of decent performance kind of at the top of the pitch, but they have so much firepower. I think this Tottenham team goal scoring is not the issue. I just think if they defend a little bit better, keep some clean sheets, they could beat anybody. They really can, and they can win this competition if they defend better.
And let's look at the defending then for that 3-2 goal that Hoffenheim got from Mokwa. But that's not taking anything away from the quality of the ball that was played in from Kramaric.
Yeah, I mean, it was Porro, I think, who had on the back post. He's got 2 men, obviously. We'd love to look at where the centre-halves went, but it was a great ball from Kramaric. It was so good. But look at Porro, he's completely isolated with 2 of the big fellas at the back there, and it was a great header, but unbelievable ball in. But he shouldn't be isolated in that position.
No, I think the centre-backs just get too far over. Croucher makes a good point. Paul's marking 2. That's why he puts his hands up, thinking, guys, any chance, he can help me out at the back post. But great ball, great header. But again, Tottenham, you need to find a way to hang on away from home in Europe. They did enough to win the game, and that's the most important thing.
And now they go into the final game in the league phase next week. It's Elfsberg at home, which is a great fixture for them to have when that win can guarantee them that top 8 finish. Yeah,
well, the plus points are, obviously, you get through, you have less games, you don't have to play in the playoffs, you start getting players back, you need an important part of the campaign, and your players are all coming back maybe a little bit fresher from being out for so long, and that's when they become, it's a huge moment for them. If they can win this competition, they go into the Champions League, and they can kind of, as long as they stay up,
do you believe they can win it, Peter?
Yeah, I do. I think, listen, I'm not sure the favourites is a shout, but I think they're more than capable of winning this tournament. They've got the players, the ability, and I think when those players come back and they're a little bit fresher, and they've got a little bit more strength in depth, then they've got the ability to do it, yeah.
OK, well, they got the win tonight. They're in a good position in that league table now.
Business once more on the back of that very important equaliser. 1-1. So deflection, and it will be a throw-in. Well, what can they do to stop him running at them? Romeo Lavia. And there it is, the half-time whistle. So the beginning of the second half here at Stamford Bridge. Possession 1. Mudryk. Being egged on by the crowd. And a goal to re-establish their advantage. Just look at the celebrations. Palmer.